The WNBA CBA opted out of their current collective bargaining agreement over a year ago, and negotiations have been ongoing through the summer and fall. The original deadline of October 31 came and went, and both sides agreed to a 30-day extension, pushing the deadline to November 30. As midnight approached, fans were waiting for an update, and it arrived around 11:45 p.m. Another extension was agreed to, giving just under 6 more weeks for negotiations, now with a new deadline of January 9, 2026. ESPN's Alexa Filippo reported that the league has presented its latest proposal, but there's still no word from the players on their reaction. The revenue-sharing element remains the sticking point, with players pushing for a larger share. While extensions may seem uneventful, locking one in is a positive sign, signaling that both sides are committed to continuing negotiations rather than risking a contract lapse or a work stoppage. If talks were deadlocked, a strike or lockout could be triggered. But this extension keeps the process moving and avoids immediate disruption. Both sides retain the option to cancel the extension, but even if the agreement were to expire, the league would revert to status quo, keeping the terms of the previous CBA intact while allowing negotiations to resume. January 9th is now the critical date. The WNBA of 2025-26 is vastly different from 2020, meaning a condensed offseason is likely. Once a new CBA is in place, expansion plans for Toronto and Portland must be implemented. Based on past expansion drafts, the league typically gives teams draft rules 4 weeks ahead and protected player lists about 10 days prior. If the CBA deal is reached January 9th, the expansion draft could land around February 6th, with protected lists shared January 26th. Free agency would follow, likely starting negotiations February 13th and signings beginning February 20th. With over 80% of the league set to hit free agency, this window will be especially chaotic as teams balance signing players and planning for the April 13th draft just days after March Madness concludes. This year, the WNBA has zero flexibility. The 44-game season must wrap before players depart for the FIBA Women's World Cup in Germany, leaving no room for delays. Any extension past January 9th could force a shortened season, which neither the league nor players want. For now, agreeing to another extension is good news. It shows both sides are still at the table, and while the offseason will be tight, there is still a path forward to finish negotiations, hold an expansion draft, navigate free agency, conduct the draft, and start the 2026 season on schedule. Time is limited, but progress is still happening, and fans can breathe a little easier knowing talks are moving forward.